New now, the Wichita School Board selects its newest member today. The district's at-large position will now be held by Sheila Kennard. Dylan Domingue joins us from the newsroom with those details.
Yeah, Rachel, the Wichita School Board met today to interview interested candidates to fill that position. It was left vacant after school board member Melody McCray Miller died back in February. Today, the board selected Sheila Kennard to fill the at-large position. Kennard is a retired Wichita public school teacher and a graduate of East High. Kennard is the daughter of Joe Brown, who was the first African-American woman to serve on the Wichita School Board. Brown, who died last year, served on the board back in 1971. Kennard will serve on the board until December 31st of 2027. That is when the current term expires. Rachel?